How's it going, you excellent bunch of bakers? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing how to make a super crusty French bread, so let's get in the kitchen and get started. When we think of French bread, we usually think of baguette, the thin, long, crispy bread, the French stick. It is usually made with a commercial yeast poolish or a natural leaven. What makes it unique is its high crust to crumb ratio, meaning that there's a lot of crust in relation to the interior. It is a French classic that everyone loves, but obviously the bread on the screen right now is not a baguette. I would call this the American style French bread. It still contains the same ingredients and the preparation method is the same. It has a super crispy crust and a very soft interior, but the difference is the size and the shape. It is much chunkier than a baguette, which means that it has a lower crust to crumb ratio. It is a great alternative to the baguette because it has much of the same characteristics, but it also stays fresh for longer. So let's get right into it. Let me show you how it's made, starting with the ingredients. We don't need much here, just some white bread flour, yeast, salt and water. The equipment plays a much more important role when making a bread like this. Of course we'll need the basics like a bowl, scales, a dough scraper, a temperature probe and something to slash the dough with. I'm going to use my razor blade, but you can use a sharp knife instead. In order to get a crispy crust on our bread, we need to steam the surface of the dough. Using a spray bottle with water will go a long way. But the best piece of equipment to use for this purpose is a cast iron pot with a lid. A cloche would also do a great job. We want something that will bake our bread evenly on all sides. And we want something that will trap the steam inside, preventing it from escaping and evaporating. But if you don't own one of these, stick with the spray bottle. You'll get a decent enough loaf out of it. Okay, let's begin. And it all starts with temperature control. My kitchen was around 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And I just used water that I had left out sitting at room temperature, which is around 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This will make my dough turn out slightly too warm, but that's no problem because we're cold fermenting. I mentioned earlier that usually baguettes are made with a pre-ferment. But I believe that cold fermentation is the superior bread making method. It produces a result which is just as good if not better, and it's simpler and quicker. To make the dough, combine the water, the yeast and the salt, give them all a good mix, make sure the salt and yeast have completely dissolved, add the white bread flour and mix it to a dough using a dough scraper. Once it's fully mixed, wet your hands with water, give the dough a fold and take its temperature. My dough turned out slightly warm at around 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. But this is not a problem for cold fermentation. Cover the dough up, put it in the fridge for 15 minutes, let it chill down, remove it from the fridge and then we'll give it the first fold. Usually I would chill my dough for 30 minutes before folding it, but because it's warm, shortening the folding interval will cool the dough down sooner. To perform the fold, wet your hands with water, lift the dough out of the bowl, fold the sides of the dough down and then push them back up into the middle of it. Keep going around in a circle until you have a nice tight dough ball. Then cover it up, place it in the fridge for another 15 minutes to chill down and then give it the second fold. And again, wet your hands with water because the dough is just slightly sticky. The hydration of this dough is 69%. The high 60s is a great hydration level for a dough like this. It will ensure that the crust is nice and crispy, it will make the crumb relatively open and it will give us a good oven spring. And as we can see, after just spending 30 minutes in the fridge and receiving 2 folds, the dough has cooled down nicely. Now we can leave it to cold ferment for 18 to 24 hours. The long cold fermentation will develop a delicious flavor. So it's the next day, the dough has puffed up beautifully, it's nicely fermented, now we can move on to pre-shaping it. In order to get good oven spring, we need to build some tension in this dough. Shaping this dough twice will give us the desired effect. To pre-shape the dough, dust it lightly with flour, release it from the bowl, place it out on the table with the smooth side down, then flatten it out, fold the edge over the middle, going around in a circle until we reach point where it started. Then flip it smooth side up again, tighten it against the table, and that's your pre-shaping done. It should be nice and tight. Now we'll cover it up and leave it to rest for 30 minutes. Usually I would go for a shorter resting time, but because the dough is shaped nice and tight and is still cold from being in the fridge all night, it'll benefit from a longer rest. Okay, 30 minutes later, it's final shaping time. And this time, I'll show you a shaping method that I haven't used before. To start, dust the dough with flour, release it from the table and flip it upside down so the smooth side is on the table. Then flatten it out. Then fold the top 2 corners over each other in the middle, creating a rough triangle shape. Then take the point of the triangle and fold it down into the center of the dough. Now turn the dough around and repeat the same steps on the other side. Cross the 2 corners over in the middle and fold down the point. And now we are going to use a baguette shaping technique for folding it over and sealing it up. Using the fingers of one hand starting from one end of the dough, fold it over, and then use the heel of your hand to press the seam shut. Once you have reached the end, roll the dough against the table and taper the ends of the loaf. Because I'm baking it in a round pot, I cannot make it very long, so be sure to adjust to the size of your baking vessel. Once you have finished shaping, place the loaf with the seam side down on a piece of baking paper. Then dust it lightly with flour and cover it with some cling film so it doesn't dry out. Because the dough has already been 30 minutes out of the fridge, the final proof won't take very long. In 45 to 16 minutes, it'll be ready for the oven. Make sure that during this time you preheat your oven to as hot as it gets. Mine goes up to 250 degrees Celsius or 480 Fahrenheit. And don't forget to preheat your baking vessel. We are not going to bake the bread at this temperature, but we want to start it off high to get a nice crispy crust and good oven spring. Okay, once the loaf looks nice and puffy, it's ready for the oven. Get the hot pan out. Make sure you don't burn anything, especially yourself. Oven gloves are a must. Using a cloth is just dangerous. We'll score the loaf before we place it in the pan. Because we want to cut it from end to end, the pan may get in the way. Cut it at an angle, give it one long slash, not too deep. Now carefully place the loaf in the pan. The next step is not totally necessary if you are using a pan with a lid, because the bread does generate enough steam by itself, but I still like to spray it down using my water spray bottle. If you don't have a spray bottle, don't worry about it. Okay, this bad boy is ready for the oven, so cover it up and pop it in there. The initial bake will take 20 minutes. As soon as you place the bread in the oven, turn the oven down to 210 degrees Celsius or 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the timer is up, remove the bread from the oven, remove the lid from the pan, and then place the bread back into the oven for another 15 minutes of baking to finish off the crust. And there you go, that's how you make a cold fermented super crusty white bread. I'm sure people will give me grief for the name, because this is probably not actually French bread. I'm not quite sure. I looked at recipes on the internet, they were all over the place. Some had soft crusts, some contained sugar and butter, but I think my reasoning makes sense. French bread is just a fat baguette, and this is definitely that. It smells like a baguette, it tastes like a baguette, it's crusty like a baguette, has a nice irregular crumb like baguette, and we use baguette making techniques to create it. But please let me know down in the comments, what is French bread to you, especially if you're American. And if you want to check out more awesome cold fermented recipes, head over to the cold fermentation playlist, it's full of them. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down in the comments section. And if you make this bread, tell me how it turned out. So what do you think of crusty breads? Do you like them, or do you prefer the crust soft? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this one, click over here. Subscribe to the channel, click right here. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.